Hey guys, it's Daddy Evil Overlord, and I am back. I'm sorry for my lengthy leave. Basically, it was my senior year of high school, so assignments, exams, projects, and whatnot. So yeah, I had to get that done with, and then I had prom, which was quite a story, but I'll leave it at that. So to come back, I'd like to first talk about the E3 conferences this year. Honestly, I thought E3 this year was pretty good, like better than some of the previous years, because they showed a lot of games that really interested me. So I want to look at the five conferences there were by EA, Ubisoft, Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. I'll look at it in that order. So to begin with EA, honestly, this is my least favorite conference because there wasn't a lot of games that really interested me. Like the ones that did were NHL 15. Well, because I'm Canadian, so it's obviously in my blood. But I'm not gonna. I don't think I'll even buy it for at launch. There's also Mass Effect 4, which I don't know. I enjoyed Mass Effect, but I don't know how they're gonna integrate it into the after the trilogy, basically. And Mirror's Edge 2. I've never played the first Mirror's Edge, but I'm really interested by the series. There's also Battlefield Hardline, and I recently started playing Battlefield 3 from the deal on Origin, where you can get for free basically, if like about a month ago. So yeah, I'm playing that, and it's a good game, but I don't know. I heard Battlefield 4 wasn't that good. I'm not gonna keep high hopes for Battlefield Hardline. And there's a new Dragon Age game, which yeah sounds cool. It's on the 7th gen consoles and 8th gen, except the Nintendo consoles because everybody hates Nintendo. And it's also on PC, so interesting. And then there are the sports games, which I don't care about. Star Wars Battlefront, it's like a reboot, so that's pretty cool. And there's the Sims 4, which it's a Sims, you know what to expect. Anyway, moving on to Ubisoft. A new Assassin's Creed game. It's come to a point where Assassin's Creed is like a yearly release. So, yeah, I don't know. I got Assassin's Creed 3 recently. I'm playing through it. It's pretty fun. And to go through France, basically, France back in the 17th, 18th century during the wars with England for North America is very interesting. Like, I live in Canada, in the French part of Canada, so obviously we learned about this in history. So to actually be able to go through it is actually pretty cool for me. And then there's Far Cry 4. It's Far Cry, what else do I have to say? I hate Just Dance. It's annoying. And the crew. It looks really beautiful. And I don't know, it also looks like it could play well, but I just hope they don't downgrade the graphics as bad as they did for Watch Dogs, which was kind of disappointing. And Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, The Division, the classic Tom Clancy's games looks cool. And Valiant Hearts: The Great War, a puzzle adventure game, and it's more of a download game, which I want to try avoid talking about, but I don't know, it looks cool. Anyway, moving on to the big three, let's go to Sony. And Sony this year, like at the beginning, their conference was really good when they showed games like Bloodborne, The Order 1886, Uncharted 4, and Little Big Planet 3. But then everything kind of went downhill when they started talking about their Sony TV, whatever the heck it is, and more so indie games than really published games. And overall, honestly, Sony kinda... I don't know, they showed some good games, but the thing is, they're either indies, which isn't a bad thing, but I would have preferred physical retail games, published games. And they didn't really show games that would really want me to buy PS4. Like, The Last of Us Remastered is obviously a remake of a game that came out 1 year ago. Little Big Planet 3, the game I'm excited for the most from the Sony side, is also coming out on PS3. Uncharted 4 was only a computer-generated trailer. And yeah, the two games that interest me the most that are exclusive to PS4 solely are the Order 1886 and Bloodborne, but even then, they kind of look the same, like with the dark mood and visuals. And yeah, it's kind of... I'm not too big on them, but they still look pretty interesting. And I can't forget Drive Club. That looks pretty cool. And there's Ratchet and Clank reboot, which I'm also looking forward to, because Ratchet and Clank is definitely one of my favorite PlayStation mascots. And DLC for Infamous Second Son called Infamous Force Flight. Yeah, pretty cool. Now moving on to Microsoft. If I can just go, yeah, Microsoft didn't show nearly as many games as Sony, but the thing is, their games are more intriguing to me. Like, I'm still not going to buy an Xbox One yet because their games are not that, haven't intrigued me like to the max like that. But their games have intrigued me a lot more. Like, Sunset Overdrive looks really cool to me. Like, first of all, it's like kind of like a zombie game with people who are, I don't know. I guess you can say, what's the word I'm looking for? Mutated. There we go. They're people who are mutated, so kind of like zombies, and you have to go around and basically quote unquote save them. And the thing I like about it is the art style. It's like usually in zombie games you always have a dark, black, and liveless art style, but Sunset Overdrive is extremely colorful. Like, it's reminding me of Jet Set Radio, and I've been playing Jet Set Radio a lot recently, so that's pretty cool. And I don't know, the game looks pretty interesting, but it's not a system seller to me. And there's going to be a new Crackdown game, which I've actually forgotten about Crackdown for the past few years, but it's nice to see it come back. And Fable Legends, I don't know, Fable's gone downhill for a while, so I'll just keep my hopes at neutral. Another Forza game, come on. And it's also on Xbox 360 anyway, so that's not going to push me to buy an Xbox One. And there's a fifth Halo game, Halo 5 Guardians. Now, here's the thing about Halo. I loved the first two Halos, Halo 1 and Halo 2. Amazing games. I did not regret playing them at all. Halo 3 was also really fun, especially online multiplayer and offline multiplayer with my friends. But ever since Halo 3, the series has kind of gone downhill for me. Like, Halo 3 ODST, Halo Wars, Halo Reach. I mean, they were good games, but they haven't impacted me as much as the first two Halos. And Halo 4, I think, is extremely overrated, to be honest. Like, it's not a bad game at all, but it's nowhere near as good as the first two Halos. Or Halo 3, for that matter. And, Halo the Master Chief Collection. That sounds like an incredible idea. But then again, it's a remake kind of like The Last of Us, except it's 4 games in one, so it's a better value, but I'm still not going to buy an Xbox One just for that. Also, Project Spark, Conquer, that is all. You know, I love Conquer. I hope they'll make a Conquer game soon, because Rare is basically almost dead, for lack of a better word. And Phantom Dust is getting a remake. I've never played the original Phantom Dust on Xbox, so I don't know. Looks interesting, but again, a remake's not going to push me to buy an entire console. And finally, we have Nintendo. To start off, Bayonetta 2 looks amazing, as always. And the fact that Bayonetta 1 is also getting a port to the Wii U, it's a big bang for your buck, basically. I'm not going to buy it at launch because, again, I'm poor. But I'm definitely going to look into this title when it gets on sale, and I'm going to pick it up ASAP. And a Captain Toad game, like, there's a mini game, if you will, in Super Mario 3D World where you have to walk around as a Toad, a Captain Toad, and solving puzzles, getting stars, and getting to the end. And basically, they're making a full-fledged game with this. And I don't know, it hasn't really caught my eye. It looks like a cool concept, but it's not my cup of tea. A lot of you guys might be interested, really, but not me. And also, Devil's Third. This is actually really interesting, because when I first saw Devil's Third revealed during the digital conference, there we go, I wasn't really impressed, to be honest. I mean, I'm kind of tired with first-person shooters, and I played Red Steel, the sword combat, which is also in this game, and I don't know, I've kind of had enough of it. But then I've seen the demonstration during the treehouse, and then it kind of really caught my eye. And now I'm looking forward to it a bit more. Will I buy it at launch? Again, no. But I don't know. It looks pretty interesting. It'll probably be a system seller for the Wii U for people who want bloody and gory games from Nintendo. There's Bayonetta 2 and Devil's Third. There you go. Kirby and the Rainbow Cruise. I don't know. Finally using the gamepad, it's pretty interesting, but I don't know. I'd rather have a classic Kirby game like Return to Dreamland or even Superstar. I loved Superstar. Hyrule Warriors. I've said before I never played Dynasty Warriors, but I don't know. It looks interesting. I'll keep an eye on for this, but I'm not getting it at launch. Zelda U. Honestly, the trailer left me speechless. I am excited for this thing. I've already pre-ordered it. I'll leave it at that. Mario Party 10. I don't know, Mario Party hasn't gone as good as the N64 days, so it's a normal Mario Party. Not bad. Splatoon. Nintendo's new IP. Where to begin? The concept's really interesting. I'll start with that. It really looks interesting. My question is, what will the price tag be? Because it doesn't look like there's enough content to really push anybody really to pay $60 just for this. Like I said, the IP looks interesting, the gameplay looks interesting, but really, I don't think anybody would pay $60 just for that. It depends on all the content and everything that gets announced in the future, so we'll hope for the best. Miyamoto teased the Star Fox game. We haven't seen much, we've only seen gameplay, and they said it'll probably take a year to develop, which kind of concerns me because how good will it be in a year, really? Either it's extremely long, but the content is really bad, or it's short and the gameplay and whatnot is really good. But I kind of want a longer Star Fox game because Star Fox 64 is really short. And sorry for that voice crack. It's kind of like 1 a.m. here, and I'm making this video. Anyway, the new Smash Brothers. Woo! I'm excited. No, really, I am excited, especially for the Wii U one. I already have it pre-ordered, and after watching the Smash Brothers Invitational tournament where Gonzalo won. Man, it's definitely faster paced than Brawl, which is extremely exciting, but I hope it's not as convoluted as Melee because I suck at Melee. And Xenoblade Chronicles X. I've been watching Chad Conroy's Xenoblade Chronicles walkthrough, and this kind of building up my hype for X. I haven't really pre-ordered... No, not real, what am I saying? I haven't pre-ordered it at all because I don't have any more money, but Xenoblade Chronicles, I'm definitely looking forward to this, and if the sales were good, we can expect to see more Monolith Soft... I cannot talk. Monolith Soft. Dear God, you guys know what I'm saying. Monolith Soft. There we go. Monolith Soft software coming over to North America. And to finish off Nintendo, Yoshi's Woolly World. I enjoyed Kirby's Epic Yarn, and I'm hoping to see how they integrate the yarn into Yoshi's Woolly World and kind of make it more challenging because, as everybody knows, it was kind of easy. And yeah, basically, you could never die, but that didn't mean it was too easy. Just in general, there wasn't a lot of challenge in Kirby's Epic Yarn, so I hope Yoshi's Woolly World improves on that. So, after reviewing all of this, the big question is, who won E3? Well, honestly, everybody showed a lot of good games, and in my opinion, the best conference was Microsoft, because for one, they had a real conference which makes it better than Nintendo, so journalists can go there and really listen to the developers and CEOs talk about their upcoming lines of games. And they showed a good amount of exclusives, more than Sony, excluding indies, because obviously published games are a bit more valuable and longer and have more content than indies. But overall, I think you can call me a fanboy if you want, but Nintendo has the most exciting games to me. So yeah, this is my opinion because let's take a look. The games I'm excited for the most: Bayonetta 2, Devil's Third, Hyrule Warriors, Zelda U, Splatoon, Star Fox, Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U, and Xenoblade Chronicles. That's a lot more than EA, which basically only has NHL 15, Mass Effect 4, and Mirror's Edge 2. Ubisoft, which has Assassin's Creed Unity, Far Cry 4, The Crew. Sony, which has Bloodborne, Drive Club, Little Big Planet 3, The Order 1886, and Ratchet and Clank Reboot. And Microsoft, which has Crackdown, Forza Horizon 2, kinda Forza, kinda Halo 5, and the Master Chief Collection, Phantom Dust, Sunset Overdrive, Quantum Break, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Nintendo has a lot more titles that I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, that's why the games. It comes down to the games, and Nintendo can beat everybody in that, in my opinion. But Microsoft still had the better conference because it was an actual live conference on stage, and they showed games the entire time. Unlike Sony, who cut to the Sony TV, and basically Microsoft did that the previous year, and you saw how bad the reception was for that, which is the same opinion I have for Sony. And yeah, that's about it. So what do you guys think? What are you looking for the most after this year's E3, and who do you think won E3? And don't say the gamers. We all know the gamers won. But who do you think had the best conferences and the best lineup of games? So for now, this is That Evil Overlord. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.